Okay. Beginning the stream. Hopefully it sounds okay. I keep saying this probably every single time I start the stream. Let's see. Okay, so last we were in this game, I was sort of completing Sora's route. In that I had no more choices to make, so hopefully it is like good to go. A summary of our last adventure. We reached the Himmel again and found the secret about the Tiefblau virus. This time, Takeshi got trapped by a destroyed elevator, and Takeshi refuses to leave because we have a rescue team coming. Without rescuing Sora's data first, because the Sora that's on this unit is not the same as the Sora that would be up above. We want to rescue our baby girl! Sora instructs Takeshi on how to stay alive as things are getting out of control. And I think she instructed us to do something, but I didn't really understand at the time what that was. Anyway. Let's continue this adventure. We're wrapping up this line. Okay, what do we got here? Gosh, I really hope this is right. Load. Come on. There we go. Oh yes, we are reunited with Sora. Takeshi says, Sora, you really need to learn more about hide and seek. I tried to say it lightly. When we played Kick the Can, you hid in a place where you got found right away. What are you talking about? Even if... Oh, that was Sora, by the way. Even if you can't monitor me with the bioscan, you could just listen to the sounds. That is, if you wanted to find out where I was, right? Well, you made it easy for me to come back here without being discovered. I didn't know what I'd do if you wouldn't let me in the room. Stop fooling around, she yelled. We've only got one shot at this escape plan, and Leimu is reaching its limit. We're way past its limits. Yes, that is right, which is why... Do you really think I could leave you here? I hope he feels like he's being, like, Casablanca right now, or something. Do you know why I came back here from IBF? But... Hesitating, she turned her gaze away from me. Please, go back to Zwider. No. Open all the floodgates in Dritterstock's passageways. I can't. Please. Oh, sorry. Please, go back to Zwider quickly, Karanari-san. Just hurry up. Oh, God, I'm bad at changing the voices. I keep not understanding who's talking right now. Just hurry up and open them. I can't. If I open the doors, Dritterstock will be completely flooded. Everything inside of Himmel will be covered in seawater. If I do that, you'll never be able to... If you won't open them, then I'll open them by hand. I grabbed Himmel's console. Forget it. You can't control things from there. That's a lie. You're lying. Right now, Limit is a system administrator only maintenance mode. From that big terminal, you can control all of Leimu. Akanagasaki Sora can't override the system admin's authority. I wasn't sure, but I said it anyway. Wow, is he also beefing a big line? It was a huge risk. I touched a panel and hit the keys. Didn't know how to operate it, but something came up that looked about right. Kurenai-san, stop this, please! She glared at me. If you don't hurry, the central area will collapse, and you have to get out of here! I selected the command to open all the flood hatches in the corridors and hit enter. Stop it! Don't move! Kurenai-san, if you do any more, this time I swear I'll use the laser and burn your retinas off! What? I covered both of my eyes with the palm of one hand. So wait, hold on. Is he covering his eyes with his... Is he covering his eyes with his hands and using his other hand to bash on the keyboard? Is this what's happening right now? Is this the end of Sora's path? I couldn't see Sora. I immediately pressed the key with my other hand. Clack. Hiss. Ow, 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 that's hot. The smell of burnt hair from my hand I had used to shield my eye filled the air. Sorry. No. We're learning a lot about Takeshi. He's got hairy hands now. What is this? Sorry. I probably shouldn't have, like, left this game at the very emotional climactic ending, so for me to jump into this, I'm just like, what is this? The blue on my hand. Oh, okay. He's okay. The blue on my hand, trying to futilely I can't pronounce this. Futilely to cool it down. I'm not smart. He scared the heck out of me. Don't do this, Sora. No, Kurenai-san, you don't do this. Groan. You've really done it. Creak. The floor started shaking. I couldn't stay on my feet with the violent shaking. I wobbled as I moved, but ran swiftly to the entrance of Himmel. I tried to close the heavy door with the full force of my weight. Damn it. But my hands wouldn't move like I wanted. Oh, we get a special illustration of her. And she's so cute. She's like lightly glowing. I suddenly felt terribly dizzy, a burning sensation in my chest, and collapsed to the floor. That's right, I probably have decompression sickness. My hands slipped. I couldn't stand up. In that crucial moment, my condition couldn't have been worse. Kurenai-san, hang on tight. I'm okay, but I wasn't. Terrible fatigue and sluggishness struck me. A flow of dirty water had swallowed the path to Himmel and was on the verge of reaching the ceiling. No, I've got to get the door closed. But my hand couldn't reach the lever. My sight was fading, my body was shaking. Kurenai-san, no! We can't any longer! We won't make it! The stream of water had become a giant snake raging as it approached. Ha! Come on, you bastard water, bring it! I screamed back over my shoulder. Trying to cover Sora, I put my back against the door to Himmel. I was determined to block the entrance. I was going to fight it off. I wasn't going to run away. I would save her, no matter what. Just then, I heard a terrifying roar behind me. Another special illustration. And she looks the same, but her mouth is different. I think it's literally the only difference. The watertight door had been sealed shut by compressed air from the water pressure. Seawater pounded against the door again and again, and like a stampeding herd of wild animals. But the sound was coming from far away. Kurenai-san! Kurenai-san! Okay, I can hear you. I had a ringing in my ears. How long will it hold? I don't know. The door behind you is locked. You are shut in. Thanks. In order to delay the destruction of Lemu, I'm releasing all the watertight doors at Dritterstock. Dritterstock has been flooded entirely. Its structural integrity is failing. I see. Thanks. On the other side of the door was 6 atmospheres of pressure. Walls on all 4 sides of the room I was in had already surpassed their limits, but luckily there was still power somehow. Emergency power must have kicked in. The lights went slightly dim. Kurenai-san! Sora bit on her lip. Oh, Sora's crying now. Please don't thank me. I was only... Something gleamed in the dark. Her silhouette. Sora was staring at me. Her tears fell quietly. They sparkled and disappeared. Listen, what shall I do? Tell me. I reached out to catch the tears. Good luck. The grain of light winked and disappeared in an instant. The light vanished as it reached my hands. Don't worry. You're doing fine. Don't do anything, Sora. I wouldn't erase it. I couldn't afford to lose her. I opened my eyes as wide as I could and tried to burn her image into my mind. Listen, the main thing is that you are safe. My eyelids were becoming heavier, but before I could even ask her if she could forgive me, I collapsed, pitching forward onto the floor, and I fell into a deep sleep. I Okay. Got a snow screen. Soft warmth surrounded me. Light. I felt that I had overcome an immense distance. The end of darkness. Soft white light surrounded me. There was nothing else for me to look at. There was nothing below me. Nothing held me up. But for some reason, I was at peace. I was floating steadfastly. I was swaying freely in the center of drifting water. I could hear something faintly. The first sound I had heard in my life. Yes, it was the sound of a heart beating. I remembered. I was surrounded by the gentle sound of a beating heart. There was no greater feeling of peace than what I had felt then. How long would I be able to stay there? I didn't know. I knew at some point I would have to leave the place, but I would have to let go of that fragile bond soon. But I wasn't sad. That if that time must come, darkness cleared again and out of it would come a new world where I would resolve to be reborn. What? Okay. Okay. Good morning. I woke up with the warmth of the light. I was sleeping on a cold floor. Sora was floating right in front of me. It was like a dream, yet it was not a dream. It felt strange. Ah, May 7th. Haha, we made it to Sunday. Fun day. Woohoo! Okay. I must be hungry. Morning! Good morning. It's such a fantastic phrase, isn't it? Yes. They make me feel like getting up and doing my best. Haha, that's right. Sora smiled softly. What time is it? I don't know. It seems that the timer has broken. Oh. I took my PDA from my pocket and pressed the button to turn it on. The battery was dead. Nothing showed on the screen. But he can just shake it. I thought he could shake his battery and it would work. I don't know, maybe he's not smart right now. It seems that we have lost all way to tell the time, haven't we? Yeah. The connection between myself and the terminals at Lemieux was severed just a little while ago, and all the sensors in Lemieux itself are no longer operational. But according to my previous calculations, we can expect this area to hold up for another... Stop. I put my hand in front of Sora's mouth. And then slowly let my hand fall. Time doesn't matter anymore. Oh, he's going insane. I don't need to know. There's no need to worry about it anymore. You are right. It may have been difficult for someone conscientious as Sora to just stop thinking. Still, Sora smiled for me. She looked around and then spoke as if she had remembered something. Oh, some good news arrived while you were sleeping, Koronari-san. Good news? I discovered that the communications were still operational in IBF, so I analyzed the weak signals going through the outer wall of Lemu. According to my results, everyone in IBF was rescued by a salvage vessel and made it safely to Incel Null. Wow, that is great news. I was really worried about them. I looked up at the ceiling. There they all were. You, Tsugumi, Coco, the kid. I couldn't see them, of course, but I knew somehow, as if she understood what I was thinking. Sora looked up at the ceiling, smiling compassionately. I looked back. She looked at me, straight into my eyes. Deep within her pupils was a faintly shining light. Koronari-san, why did you come back here? Sora murmured quietly in the darkness. The only light to illuminate us was coming from the emergency lights. Her tone was peaceful. Would you like to tell me the real reason one more time? A calm smile spread on her lips. Sora was holding back tears that threatened to burst forth any moment. Right. I'll tell you. I have someone that I want to protect even if it costs me my life. She isn't something tangible. Other people may think I'm stupid, but to me, she's the most valuable thing in the world. I may not be able to see her with my eyes closed. I may not be... Okay. I mean, there's no one that you could be able to see with your eyes closed, I'm pretty sure, but okay. Anyway, I may not be able to hear her if I plug up my ears. Oh my god, Takeshi, you're dumb. But that doesn't mean she will disappear. I know that she still exists, and I realize just how important she is to me. Yes, she nodded quietly. Well now, using my hands to support myself, I got up. I forgot I had some unfinished business. I went over to the Himmel console. Unfinished business? What do you mean? She smiled softly and said, Is Lemis still in maintenance mode? Yes, but none of the functions related to Lemu are operational any longer. Well, it doesn't matter. Which pocket was it? I finally found what I was looking for and dug it out of my pocket. It was the case holding a polycarbonate disc that I had taken from the control room earlier. Is that a terabyte disc? Terabyte was a big thing when this game was made. That's right. I nodded and inserted the terabyte disc into the console disk drive. I hit the necessary keys. Wow, that is a beautifully written line. With the little knowledge I had, I needed to find the file. LMRSDS4913A, a Kanagasaki Sora. I chose to copy to disk from the menu. There was no guarantee that it was going to be successful, but I was gonna try. I felt I had probably exhausted my allotment of luck in life, but it was worth a shot. If something malfunctioned or if there wasn't enough space on the disk, we were finished. I thought it was probably the last gamble of my lifetime. Click. I hit the enter key and the data began copying. Kanagasaki-kun, remember to shout click when you hit a button. Yes, Professor. Sora smiled shyly. We stared at the console monitor. The copy slowly progressed. All of her memories were being burned into the disk. Professor, about my homework. Sora murmured as she looked at the monitor. Homework? Did I give you homework? No, we students did it voluntarily. Would you please listen? Yes, of course. Fire away. I realized the reason why I was born. I was meant to be just like any other human. I was born to fall in love. That is why I'm truly happy now, because I know what love is now. And love is... Doesn't matter if your method is primitive. Oh god. It isn't necessary to seek a meaning or objective for it. The only thing you need to do is love. Just that and nothing else. I'm sorry. That is what I realized. Really? Sora brought her face close to mine. Sorry. I need a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. She brought her lips near my cheek. I swear to God, sometimes this game makes me say things that I regret. But anyway, it's fine. I do this for you, anyway. Kuranari-san, I love you. I'm so grateful to be in love with you. I touched my cheek where she kissed. I felt a gentle warmth there. Was it the afterglow of her lips? Or was it my cheek simply blushing? There have been times where I've disliked you. I've even hated you too. You tried to kill me, ho! But even with all of that, I love every bit of you. Whatever I'm going through, all it takes is thinking of you to make me happy. She was strong. Her mind and heart had grown so much stronger over a few days that it matched the maturity of her age and, or more likely, transcended it. Sora. The disc continued to copy. I swear to God. Her memory was being etched onto its surface. It was being etched onto mine, too. Oh god, I gotta shake it off. I'm sorry. This is a lot. Okay. What do you want to do when you get out of here? What? It was an empty wish. We knew it was impossible, but it didn't feel strange to me to be asking this, talking about it with Sora. Sora, who really existed right in front of me. If I could get out of here, well, I would like to travel the world. She winked and smiled. And if I could, I'd like to go on a date with you. I would go out... sorry. I would go out with you for about 2 or 3 years and then get married at the age of 26 or 27? That's what young ladies hope for, isn't it? Isn't that right? Sora became lightly blurry. Yeah, that's right. My eyes misted over. I was having difficulty seeing clearly. Was it an RSD malfunction, or perhaps I was short of oxygen? No, that wasn't it. No. Sora, do you know the legend of Pygmalion? Here we go, boys and girls, let's go. Alright. I was crying. The tears were falling down on my face. Sora's figure wavered. He was the master sculptor in Greek myths. He's been called the King of Cyprus. One day he's created a beautiful sculpture of the woman of his dreams, and because it was so beautiful, he fell in love with the statue. He kept on thinking to himself, if only it were a real woman. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, took pity on him and brought this sculpture to life. They married and even had children. Yes! Like to imagine she's like, yes! I don't think I'll ever be the king of Cyprus, but I love you more than anyone. I reached out for her. I brought her face close to mine and kissed her on the lips. Ran my fingers through her hair. Her hair fell through my fingers as if it were a stream of silk. I could even sense a sweet smell. Even though I couldn't touch her, it was real. The console spit a terabyte disk out. Copy complete. There was no guarantee that the procedure had been a success. All of the data about Sora was in front of me. All the images Sora had seen, the sounds she had heard, things she had felt and thought. Every strand of her memory was written on that disk. Memory. What was memory? I wondered. What if I put the contents of the terabyte disk into the Sora at Incel Null? Would that make her just like the Sora I knew? Kurenari-san. Hey, what can I do for you? That's a weird line to be saying right now, but okay. Every time I played the fool, it never failed to make her laugh. We were holding back tears which threatened to spill down our faces. I suppose that what we just talked about while the disc was copying won't be on that disc. It's kind of too bad. Nah, the memory is right here. I pointed to my head. I will remember. And the next time that we meet, I'll tell you all about it. Really? Okay, well, then let's promise. Alright, it's a promise. We crossed our hearts. Promise. When would that promise be fulfilled? I didn't know. I didn't have to know. The mind is not as simple as black or white. Soon Himmel began to shake. Large cracks ran down the walls. Through the holes, a large amount of mist spurted into the room. Heaven had finally cracked open. The mist quickly became raging streams, and the water was soon filling the room. I squeezed the terabyte disk into my pocket and stood in front of Sora. Aw, look at them. It's a special illustration. I think they're hugging. I love that we can't see Takeshi like at all. It's pretty good. The water had gone higher than my ankles, past my knees, and it was almost reaching my waist. But for some reason, I didn't feel any fear. It's a promise. I'm going to be okay, Sora. I won't die. This is a shitty promise, really. It was just like the time we stood facing each other through the glass window. Sora and I put our hands together. If miracles truly do exist, then that was truly a miracle. I could sense everything about Sora. Kurenari-san, thank you. I couldn't help it and embraced Sora. Oh, more water. The warmth of her hands, the softness of her skin, her smell, her breath, her heartbeat, her memory, her existence. I swore I wouldn't forget. I swore I would never, in all eternity, forget. All around us was a world of deep, deep blue. We embraced in the cold seawater and became one. My body began to float gently to the place where the heavens and oceans fused into one. And I guess that's it. Woo! Yep, we get a video now. Oh, I'm looking at the control room. Last time we were here, it said one life form. Aha! There's still one life form. Life reading! One! Who could it be? Probably Chammy. Wahoo! We beat this game! Again! Wow. There you go, guys. See if I can fast forward through this. This song is great. Everybody else is just oh wait, we need to show us. Oh, this story is not over yet because you are only you are in the infinity loop. Okay, it's okay. I read it and then cool. Well, that was the end of Sora. Let's start a new game. Shall we? We can get through all like this. Oh wait, I did all of Takeshi, so then that means I've got to do. Oopsies. I think this is right. Okay.
Do you want to start and stop the stream so that there's a clear break?
Oh, I guess I could do that. All right. I'm going to start and stop this stream. I mean, the other way around. So that it can be a clean break, I guess. As suggested off screen by Brian. Anyway. Okay, I'll be right back.